All right. So I was playing through the demo again, and just to kind of get a fresh perspective before the game releases later on today, and then also I wanted to check out the active time lore, which anybody who knows, like if you hit the touchpad, you hold the touchpad on the PS5 during cutscenes, and I think after it too. Because I've been doing it even after cutscenes, you're able to look at the lore. If you hold the button, it'll pop up this little menu, which kind of shows you. It gives you like basically information depending on the time period that you're in. And since I'm in the period where Joshua, or not, sorry, I said Joshua because he was the person I was looking at. Since you're in Clive's version of the story where he's like 15 years old, so you get basically current events of where he lives, which I looked at earlier. They'll talk about dominance, which this is interesting lore. I'll pop this up real quick. So, those within whom sleeps the power of an icon, though they look and think no differently to any other man or woman, they can not only cast elemental magics without a crystal, but also transform themselves into beasts of world-shattering strength at any moment, a quality for which they are honored, worshipped, and feared the realm over. Tactical nukes. So basically, every nation has their own tactical nuke. It's crazy. But anyways, so you get to this part of the cutscene where Clive and Joshua's mom talking to the dad. They have like this little moment, and you can read some lore on Annabella here. So, Duchess of Rosario, wife of Archduke Elwyn and mother to Clive and Joshua. It was not only her beauty, but her connection to a bloodline that produced many previous dominants of the Phoenix that led to her being proposed as a bride for the young Archduke. Indeed, the two are cousins, having known from a young age that her purpose in life was to preserve her Phoenix-bearing bloodline. She dotes on Joshua and scorns Clive. This is the reason why I wanted to make this video. Was because of this lore right here. If this doesn't tell you that the developers took a lot of inspiration from Game of Thrones, I don't know what to tell you. Because I think it's great. I honestly think it's great because you read this stuff and you're like, Jesus Christ, the incest is still, the incest is in this game pretty much, because basically mom and dad are cousins. And so, like, it it explains a lot, especially with how she acts towards Clive. She basically just doesn't give two shits about him, you know. Whereas Joshua's like her pride and joy because he obviously inherited the Phoenix. Clive didn't. So, and I bet you that's probably why Joshua's hair is blonde. That's just a guess. I don't really have any proof of that, but or possibly Joshua took more after Annabella than Elwyn. But yeah, but this active time lore is amazing. It's like just reading this stuff, like just getting all these pieces of information. When you learn about the dominants, they're basically every land had like, well, I guess the major kingdoms have them. Their own they're straight up tactical nukes. And then you basically got these ones that are trying to preserve. Like Annabella is legitimately Cersei from Game of Thrones. The only difference is that it's not her brother; it's her cousin. But where they're trying to preserve the Lannister line by basically reproducing with each other to keep the bloodline pure, which is the same exact thing that they're doing here, is to try to keep the bloodline pure. it's it's it makes me wonder. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to learn more of the lore of like the different nations. Because we heard about Walud, earlier in the game, which is the one that Bahamut is the dominant of. So it makes you I want to learn more about that, and I don't know any of the other name of the nations, but I know that like Shiva's in the Iron Blood, which are like the people that Rosalith is fighting. I think it was the Iron Bloods. They mentioned them, but I know that I know at the beginning when Titan pops up, the part of that war, that's where yeah, the Dahmekian Empire is fighting the Iron Bloods or whatever. But yeah, this game is. is like so heavily inspired by Game of Thrones, and I love it. I'm here for it. I cannot wait. Because it's got the mature themes. Yeah, the very mature themes. It's got like the nations, fighting over their crystals. It's a little bit. It's obviously different than Game of Thrones because they're all not fighting to become the king of the entire nation. They're basically protecting their mother crystals, as they call them, which is, I suppose, the thing that gives them the power, of the dominant for their nation. They keep calling them mother crystals. They talk about them a lot, but I haven't seen any lore yet that talks about them though. So yeah, I wanted to pop this video up before the game actually releases later today, and I cannot wait. I'm ready to get back into it, and yeah, so be looking forward to the continuation of this. If you haven't seen my 3 other videos of me playing the demo, which is going to be part of my playthrough, so I would highly recommend going and checking them out if you haven't played them yourself. Like if you haven't played the demo yourself, which I would say definitely go do that if you have a PlayStation 5. Download the demo and play it. But yeah, highly recommend it. But like, even if you like Game of Thrones, this game has some heavy influence into it, and it's great. But yeah. So I just wanted to pop this video so I could talk about this lore about her. And God, I hate this. I hate her. I hate her so much. She's an evil, evil woman. Evil woman. But that's just a testament of how well written the character is, because like if you could sit there, like if this character can legitimately make you hate them, then they're doing, with the writing, they're doing something right. And Elwyn definitely has the ah man, I forgot his name, but he gives me that Stark vibe. He's very honorable type stuff. Feels like a lot of the feels like a lot of the characters, they have inspiration, but they obviously have their own take on it. I'm not going to say it's one for one Game of Thrones, but it's definitely like, it's inspired by it, you see. But obviously, incest is not the only, this is Game of Thrones isn't the only story to do incest, obviously. I'm just saying that, like, but anyways, I'll stop ranting on now. So yeah, just be looking forward to my playthrough continuing later on today, and then we will uh, we will continue then. I'm still trying to figure out, because I'm wondering if I should add this in there. I don't know if I'm gonna do it during the cutscenes. Maybe I might do it after the cutscene ends, just to not interfere with the flow of it, because I really want to add this lore, because I want to get the lore in there too, because I feel like this is going to be heavily, I think it's going to give a lot of like context to a lot of things and really help out with like explaining certain bits. But yeah, anyways, I will see you guys in I would say part 4, I think, because I think I got 3 parts of the playthrough up already. So yeah, it should be part 3 or 4 that comes in next. So yeah, be looking forward to that. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time in Game of Fantasy. Game of Fantasy 16. But or Final Fantasy 16. But yeah, I'm gonna start calling it Game of Fantasy. All right, catch you guys later.